औज़ुबिल्लाहिमिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अस्सलाम वालेकुम व्यूअर्स, आप देख रहे हैं वॉइस ऑफ टोरंटो टेलीविज़न की लाइव ब्रॉडकास्ट। मैं हूं आपका होस्ट अंजुम मलिक। आज जुमा है, आई होप एवरीबॉडी इज़ डूइंग वेल। और आप हमें सारे आईपी चैनल्स पे देख रहे हैं, आप हमें फेसबुक पे भी लाइव देख रहे हैं और यूट्यूब पे भी लाइव हैं। आज मेरी कोशिश, जैसे मैंने अपने पिछले प्रोग्राम में जिक्र किया था, कि इस प्लेटफॉर्म के ऊपर हम बहुत सारे जो नए कैंडिडेट्स हैं जो कि फेडरल इलेक्शंस में बाई इलेक्शंस के अंदर जो खड़े हैं, उनको हम अपने चैनल्स के ऊपर लेके आएंगे इंशाल्लाह और उनसे आपकी मुलाकात करवाएंगे। उसका सिलसिला हमने शुरू किया था एंड्रयू फैमी के साथ, और आज हमारे साथ बर्लिंगटन से जो हैं एक कैंडिडेट हैं एमिली ब्राउन, शी इज़ विद अस। इस तरह आगे चल के वी विल हैव लॉट ऑफ मोर कैंडिडेट्स ऑन अ रेगुलर बेसिस जो कि आते रहेंगे और हम उनसे बात करते रहेंगे, और वो हर पार्टी से होंगे। तो हमारी कोशिश ये है कि वॉइस ऑफ टोरंटो टेलीविज़न के इस प्लेटफॉर्म के तवज्जुह से जितनी इन्फॉर्मेशन हम आपके साथ शेयर कर सकते हैं उस कैंडिडेट्स के हवाले से, उनका बैकग्राउंड क्या है, वो किस राइडिंग में रहते हैं, आप वहाँ कहाँ रहते हैं, आपको इल्म होना चाहिए कि आपके राइडिंग में कौन खड़ा है, और जब इलेक्शंस कॉल हों आप वहाँ कहाँ रहते हैं। सो उस हवाले से आप जो है वाइज डिसीजन ले सकें और यू कैन गो एंड वोट ऑन इन द इलेक्शंस। मैं 2-4 दिन की गैर हाज़िरी के बाद वापस आया हूँ। आई वॉज इन UK, माई अंकल passed away and may Allah bless his soul to the highest place in Jannah, और इन्ना लिल्लाहि व इन्ना इलैहि राजिऊन। आगे चल के प्रोग्राम में हमारे साथ रिफ़त जबीन हैं जो कि कनाडा में आपके लिए कैनेडा डे के ऊपर एक बहुत ज़बरदस्त प्रोग्राम लेके आ रही हैं। UK का एक ग्रुप है, सहारा ग्रुप, दे विल बी परफॉर्मिंग इन कैनेडा ऑन कैनेडा डे, तो उस हवाले से उनसे बात करेंगे। और मुस्लिम वेलफेयर कैनेडा से इकबाल साहब हमारे साथ होंगे, कुछ थोड़ी सी डिटेल्स उनसे बात करेंगे आज, कुछ उनके प्रोजेक्ट्स के हवाले से जो कि चल रहे हैं, ख़ासतौर पर जो लॉन्ग टर्म केयर का उनका जो प्रोजेक्ट है उस हवाले से वी विल बी एबल टू टॉक टू हिम। सो ड्यूरिंग दिस प्रोग्राम, इफ़ यू वुड लाइक टू बी पार्ट ऑफ द शो, our numbers are always on the screen, as you always know. It is 905-670-4114. 905-670-4114 is the number to call, and you can connect with us and be a part of this program. Especially when we have these candidates with us in our studios at Voice of Toronto TV, it is important that if you have anything in your mind that you would like to ask, this is a great opportunity because they are physically here, and you can call us, be a part of the show, pick up the phone call and ask a question. And I'm sure that the candidate will be able to answer in any fashion that they feel like, and that will basically will be an opportunity for you tonight on one of the shows that we are doing today. And regularly we're going to be bringing a lot of more candidates on our shows from all parties, and who is in which riding and what are they doing, what is their background is, where they're coming from, what is their agenda is, what is the vision is, and are they the first time running for the election, or they are a second or a third time. So it's a different questions altogether. So tonight with me, I'm very delighted to have Emily Brown, a very professional individual who is a teacher by profession and teaches at Sheridan College, and she ran in the 2021 election in the past, and now she is a candidate again for the next election from the Conservative Party of Canada.
I'm a nomination contestant.
Yeah, so basically when we say that you're going to run, it's going to be running for the nomination, which is always going to happen. There's basically two different things that happen. Once somebody is nominated and once somebody is claimed that he won the nomination. Either he won the nomination on their self, or there were other candidates, or she got acclaimed because no other ran in that area.
Yeah.
Or maybe they decided not to run for any reason.
Yeah.
So tonight I'm going to take this opportunity to speak with Emily. Emily, thank you very much, first of all.
Thank you.
Driving up here to the studios. And I know it's a long drive from Burlington on a Friday afternoon, but welcome to Voice of Toronto. How are you?
I'm very good. I was telling you earlier, I grew up around here. My uncles had farms nearby, Derry and Dixie Road, and, and I teach in Brampton as well. So it's
that's the campus you're in, the Sheridan campus.
I teach both at Mississauga campus by Square One, the Hazel McCallion campus, and I also teach at Davis campus in Brampton.
Okay. And how long you been teaching in this business?
Yeah, so I graduated with a B.Ed in 2006, and I taught in Calgary there for a number of years, and then I moved here to Ontario, and I wrote a math assessment for the college system. That was my first sort of educational role here in the province. And then I started working at Sheridan College full-time, and I've been there about 9.5 years.
So were you good and as a math student when you were growing up, or do you had a help from home? Anybody at home has been a mathematician, you call it, or it was more focused by your teachers because they found that in you that you are good in math? What drive you to be in that particular math subject?
Well, it's funny, my parents only had grade 6 and 8 education.
Oh, wow.
So they were, they had great numeracy skills, but they weren't educated formally. I went to school just north of here at Mayfield Secondary School, and I had an awesome math teacher, Mr. Irvin.
Okay.
And he just sparked an interest in mathematics, and also I had an interest in science. So I have background in chemical engineering technology. So I have a math and science background, and when I became a teacher, I taught math and science as a specialty in a charter school in Calgary. And then coming here, I did my master's in math education and the effective teaching of mathematics, and I just love it. And my students know I love it, and I make them love it as well because of my enthusiasm. So yeah, I guess a bit of knowledge and expertise, but also a passion and enthusiasm.
So let's educate, first of all, our viewers, first of all, for a couple of things, very importantly. Anybody who comes into this country brand new, like from any part of the world, and they make Canada as home.
Yes.
What is something they need to do if they have a vision down the line in their life to run for a public office?
Oh, that's a really good question. And actually, many of my students know that I ran in the last federal election, and they know I'm seeking renomination, and they're very fascinated by it. And I think one of the first things you need to do really is get involved, volunteer, find out who the candidates are, or the levels of government that interest you. Where do you want to where are you passionate? Are you passionate about municipal services or federal concerns? And for me, my concerns are really all federal concerns. So I would say to any newcomer to get involved, be a volunteer, meet someone, ask how you can help, and then start that way in any small way. And I see that happening a lot. I'm in touch with a young man who's doing his master's out at Wilfrid Laurier, and this individual is volunteering for all kinds of campaigns in by-elections and in the so he's really shown an interest, and he's getting well known, and he's learning a lot, and I can see him running in the future.
So the first important thing is that people need to, depending where they're living, they need to contact their existing member of parliament in the area and register to do some volunteer work with them.
Yeah, or a local riding association. I am not an elected official right now. We have a different party as a representative of my area, and so yeah, wherever your values kind of lie, and maybe you want to explore that, and then volunteer, whether it's a sitting parliamentarian or a sitting government representative, or a party who is not, and who you'd like to help. So in any way, any capacity.
So you live in Burlington.
I do.
But you work in Brampton.
And Mississauga.
And Mississauga.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of drive for you. Is it every day? How many days a week?
Generally 4. I have a work from home day, and that's the days when I'm able to do some marking or emails with students or meetings. I have colleague meetings, of course, where we discuss what's going on in the future. So mostly 4 days a week I have classes.
Okay. And what motivated you from a teacher perspective to going into politics?
Yeah, that's it seems like a big shift, I suppose, but it really isn't when I look at the things that I enjoy most about my teaching job. And I'll just say that about 11 o'clock last night, I got a message from a former student, somebody I taught many semesters ago. And this individual said to me, I just want to let you know the impact you had on my life.
Right.
The caring, the kindness, the motivation, and the seeing the best in me and encouraging me to to work hard, get back up, and that's the same kind of thing that a member of parliament should be doing, is looking at the community. What does the community you serve need, and what do the people in that community need, and how can you improve? So, how can you improve their lives? And I look at sort of my sphere of influence, the classroom, my faculty, the entire college. And as a member of parliament, I feel that sphere of influence, that way of making people's lives better, will be a bigger circle. And really that's what motivated me. And secondly, I look at the ways that Canada has changed, or the things that concern me. One of them is public safety. When you come here, whether you're new to Canada or whether you were born and raised here, you deserve a safe home, a safe community, an affordable lifestyle. You should be able to expect the best for your children. And I feel that that's really changed now, that we don't have the affordability, the way of life that we'd like. Our children, it's expected, will have a lesser or less affordable life than we did. And the public safety, and also our international reputation.
Okay.
Canada has had a really rocky road in the last number of years, and my father was in the military. He was a peacekeeper. Canadians were revered, respected, and when they went abroad, whether it was during wartime or peacetime, they were well respected around the world and welcomed everywhere. And I feel that we're not there anymore, and we need to return to that place of value.
So I can understand now from the teaching perspective, you want to go in the public office and you want to serve.
Yes.
But why Conservative Party of Canada? You had the choices.
Yeah. So the Conservative Party.
How did you make a decision to move with this party versus other parties as well?
Honestly, there was no decision. I've been a Conservative my entire life. My parents were Conservative, my grandparents, so on and so forth. From a very early age, I knew that those values aligned with me: traditional, like family life, work hard, get an education, help others in the community. I feel that the Conservative mandate or the Conservative values align really well with my own. And there was no other option for me. And I was actually asked to run in my riding by the nomination committee back in 2021. And it did take me a bit by surprise. They had seen an interview I did back some years before that on the agenda about numeracy. And they felt that I really had something to offer. I was able to speak well. I had a really good understanding of the issues. And Conservative Party just speaks to me. I wouldn't run for any other party.
So how was your journey entailed in 2021? First time when you ran for a member of parliament?
Yeah,
Burlington.
When I was first asked, I really wanted to know more about the role. I really wanted to know everything. Of course, I follow politics closely, but I wanted it from an inside perspective. And I did have a number of friends that were MPs or contacts, and of course our last Conservative MP, I phoned him right away and said, tell me everything, tell me what I need to know. And I started making those calls and connections. Then I put in my nomination papers and was interviewed and ran in a nomination race, and I won that handily. And then just
but you had
I had one other contestant. And again, that was during COVID, so everything was done virtually. So it was a bit of a different atmosphere. We didn't have big public events. We didn't have in-person things to do.
How many contestants are there now?
I don't know. None of us have been approved yet. And I mean, there's me. I think there's maybe one other. So I was nominated after a vote. And then just a few weeks after that, the 2021 election was called. So I went from candidate to running in a federal election, and I had an amazing team around me, folks that had been working on election campaigns their whole life, and you know, they're still with me now. They're very supportive of my nomination team, and we just ran a great election, and we did very well.
What did you experience when you ran for that 2021 election, and how would be different now, you know, in the coming next election when it happens?
Yeah.
If you get nominated and rerun again.
Right. The experience was quite challenging, again, because we were in COVID time, so we weren't able to have big public events. We weren't able to door knock and be at the door as much as we, you know, could now. Again, we have a different leader, we have a different time. You know, we have seen the changes in Canada. We've seen challenges with everything from housing availability, affordability, carbon tax issues. There's so many things that Canadians are concerned about in their regular lives, and it's going to be a different election.
Okay, hold that thought. Viewers, हमारे साथ हैं Emily Brown, and you are watching Voice of Toronto Television with me, Anjum Malik, on Friday, and we will come back with Emily in a few minutes after the break. In the meanwhile, I am going to connect with one of our another guest with us tonight, Rafat Jabeen. She is from Hamilton, and she is the CEO of Red Events, and she been bringing a lot of events to this country in Canada. And one of the events that is bringing with us this year is going to be the Canada Day event. So do not change the channel. We are coming back in about 2 to 3 minutes time. And any questions, please hold on to those questions. Our lines will be opening very soon. 905-670-4114 is the number to call. Do not change the channel. We are coming back. Please watch the sponsor messages. We'll come back. Thank you so much for watching.
जिंदगी शम्मा की सूरत हो खुदाया मेरी।
मुस्लिम वेलफेयर सेंटर के जरिए आप पाकिस्तान के रेगिस्तान में प्यासों को पानी पिला सकते हैं, गरीब बच्चों की तालीम और माली परवरिश कर सकते हैं, बीमारों का मुफ्त इलाज करवा सकते हैं। ज़कात, सदक़ात या फिदिया देने के लिए आज ही हमें फ़ोन करें 1-866-754-3111।
Hey guys, this is Sahara UK and we are super excited. We are coming to Canada. That's right, we are coming to perform for Rafat Jabeen's Canada Day on the 1st of July at Ancaster Fairground. So see you there. We'll be singing all our songs, Billoli Tera Lal Kagra, and it's going to be crazy. See you there.
वेलकम बैक व्यूअर्स, आप देख रहे हैं वॉइस ऑफ टोरंटो टेलीविज़न की लाइव ब्रॉडकास्ट। मैं हूं आपका होस्ट अंजुम मलिक, और ब्रेक पे जाने से पहले मैं जिक्र कर रहा था कि कनाडा में हर साल बहुत सारे इवेंट्स होते हैं, और हमारे साथ हमारे एक गेस्ट हैं रफ़त जबीन, जो कि रेड इवेंट्स की CEO हैं, एंड शी इज़ बीन डूइंग सम शोज़ इन द पास्ट. She is bringing actually Sahara, I think UK is a group from England, and they will be performing live on Canada Day here. I think it's going to be an amazing afternoon and evening of performances. तो मुझे से बात कर लेते हैं थोड़ा सा उस हवाले से, उनकी डिटेल्स क्या हैं. अस्सलाम वालेकुम रफ़त.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम अंजुम साहब, how are you?
मैं बिल्कुल ठीक हूँ. Thank you so much for joining us. I wish you were at the studios, but inshallah next time. No worries. I know you live far away. It's a Friday evening, and we all have some engagements, and I can understand that. But thank you, though. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having
So
me on
let's
the show.
थोड़ा सा बताइएगा.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about, first of all, you, your company. थोड़ा सा हमारे व्यूअर्स को ये भी पता चलना चाहिए. कई दफ़ा ऐसा होता है ना कि आप बैक एंड पे इतने काम कर रहे होते हैं और लोग कई दफ़ा आपको पर ग्रांटेड भी ले लेते हैं कि अच्छा ये तो कराते ही रहते हैं शोज़, ये तो शी इज़ अ पार्ट ऑफ दिस. तो आई थिंक इट बी ग्रेट आइडिया टू शेड अ लिटिल लाइट अबाउट योर अचीवमेंट्स इन योर लाइफ. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, व्हाट डू यू डू, हाउ लॉन्ग यू बीन डूइंग इट, और फिर शो के उसके बाद में बात करते हैं.
डेफिनेटली, थैंक यू सो वेरी मच. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल
जी, जी.
अंजुम साहब, मैं आपका शो सुन रही थी, अमीर साहबा की बातें भी सुन रही थी. इट्स जस्ट अ वंडरफुल शो.
जी 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 जी, थैंक यू.
और मेरे बारे में ये है कि मेरा नाम मुसद्दिकी है, हैमिल्टन में रहती हूँ, एक छोटी सी शायरा हूँ और छोटा सा एक बिजनेस चलाती हूँ. 2 साल पहले मुझे लगा कि मेरी कम्युनिटी को यहाँ पे हैमिल्टन में जरूरत है कि यहाँ पर कुछ इवेंट्स होने चाहिए, क्योंकि आपको पता है कोविड के बाद जो डेमोग्राफिक सिचुएशन है वो काफी
जी.
बदल गई है.
जी जी.
बहुत सारे लोग जो, दूसरे शहरों से, बड़े टोरंटो से या दूसरे बड़े
Right.
शहरों से छोटे शहरों में मूव हो रहे हैं. तो जो पॉपुलेशन का है वो पहले बैलेंस तो बिल्कुल बदल गया है. तो जाहिर है जब इतनी पॉपुलेशन है तो उनको तकलीफी मौके भी इतने ही मिलने चाहिए. लेकिन मुझे लगता है जो लोग यहाँ पे मूव हुए थे उनमें से कोई इवेंट ऑर्गेनाइजर नहीं था जो
अच्छा.
कि नए वालों के लिए, ये जो पहले से यहाँ पे रहते हैं उनके लिए कुछ करा सके. तो छोटी मोटी चीजें होती रहती हैं सिटी में, लेकिन सोशल लेवल पे और बिग लेवल पे कुछ नहीं होता था. और जब भी कोई ईद से बरात का मौका आता, या 2 साल पहले भी, या ये कोविड के बाद भी, कोविड से पहले भी, तो यहाँ से हैमिल्टन से मिसिसागा जाना या टोरंटो जाना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो जाता था
Very
बच्चों
true.
के साथ.
Very true.
तो हमने सोचा कि बजाय इसके कि हम अपना सारा साजो सामान लाद कर ईद से बरातें मनाने के लिए हम मिसिसागा को रुख करें, तो अगर ये शौक है और मैं कर सकती हूँ तो क्यों ना मैं यहीं पे वो महफिल सजा दूं. तो बस
Very
यही
good.
करने की कोशिश की जा रही है 2 साल से, माशाल्लाह.
Well, I have in
और-
my studios Emily Brown. She drove from Burlington, so she is your next door neighbor. And Emily, yes, and she teaches at Sheridan College. Do you have a question for her? She is sitting here. She is running for the nomination to run second term, second time I would say, as a member of parliament from Burlington. Do you have a question in mind for her?
That's wonderful. I just would like to send my best wishes on her way. And
Yeah, you can
I
talk
just
to her.
wanted
She is
to-
listening to you.
Okay. I
ahead.
used to be a math teacher, Emily, back in Pakistan. I was a math teacher, so I can connect with you somehow.
Can you hear her?
No,
Oh, you cannot hear her?
no,
Oh, I thought you would be able to hear her.
no.
Yeah, but okay, that's fine.
It's okay. You can
But
send my
anyway,
best wishes to
she's
her.
saying, I'm sorry, I didn't give you that. What she's saying is that she was a math teacher in Pakistan.
Oh, nice.
So it correlates, but she can listen to you. You can say anything on your phone.
That's
on your-
amazing. We need more math teachers, and actually, many of my students are international students, and they describe teaching there and the classes and the rigor that they came from with math classes. So you did a great job preparing them.
Good. So I'm
Best
speaking
of
to
luck to
two
Math
math
teachers.
professionals today. I'm in the wrong profession today.
The neighbors too.
Acha.
Math professionals who are neighbors too.
Acha. So let's talk a little bit about the city you live in, Hamilton. Somebody I know there very well, your mayor, Andrea Horvath. She used to be coming on my shows when she was the leader in the NDP. So
Okay.
now she lives in your, she's your mayor. But
Yeah,
if there's
she
anything we can do, always let us know. She's just a phone call away from us.
Thank you
But
so
having
much.
said that, let's talk a little bit about this Canada Day event that you have in plan. कहाँ होने जा रहा है, उसकी टाइमिंग क्या है, पूरा एजेंडा क्या है, what people need to expect of this beautiful Canada Day celebration that will be happening in your area, and where is this place is going to happen? Fairfield ground, where is Fairfield ground, how far it is from Brampton or Mississauga, how many people you are expecting. Let's talk a little bit about all that.
Definitely. अच्छा, इससे पहले कि मैं उन डिटेल्स में जाऊं,
जी
मैं आपको बताना चाहती हूँ अब तक जो 2 साल में हम लोगों ने इवेंट्स किए हैं वो यूजुअली हमारी अपनी कम्युनिटी के लिए थे। ईद से बारात
अच्छा
के गजल
राइट
नाइट,
राइट
ईद डिनर, न्यू ईयर डिनर, इस तरह का कुछ ना। तो लास्ट ईयर ईद का और कनाडा डे का टाइम ना तफाकन एक वक्त था। तो हमने सोचा हम ईद का शो करने जा रहे हैं, तो साथ साथ हम कनाडा डे को भी सेलिब्रेट कर
ओके
लेते। तो हमने फेस्टिवल का नाम दिया कनाडा डे ईद फेस्टिवल।
अच्छा
तो
कहना
वो लोगों को, हाँ, वो लोगों को सब बहुत अच्छा लगा। हमने मतलब अपने अपनी कम्युनिटी को भी सेलिब्रेट किया और कैनेडियंस को भी सेलिब्रेट किया, जिसमें हर
राइट राइट
कम्युनिटी से लोग हैं। तो
हाँ जब
इसमें
तक तो
सिर्फ
बड़ी
हमारी
ईद भी हो जाएगी।
कम्युनिटी,
जी जी सही सही
जी जी, तो वो मुझे लगता है लोगों को आइडिया बहुत अच्छा लगा। हमारे यहाँ पे एक हैमिल्टन स्पेक्टेटर है, बड़ा रेप्यूटेबल न्यूज़पेपर है। दे मस्ट हैव सीन माय फ्लाई समवेयर, पोस्टर
अच्छा
समवेयर, उन्होंने कहा आके इसको कवर करना चाहते हैं। हम डेफिनेटली वो आए, उन्होंने देखा कि क्या हो रहा है, किस तरह हो रहा है, तो जाकर उन्होंने बड़ा अच्छा से एक आर्टिकल लिखा अपने
राइट
न्यूज़पेपर में और बड़ी तारीफ की कि जो जिस तरह हम डाइवर्सिटी को सेलिब्रेट कर रहे थे और इंक्लूसिविटी को। तो अगले दिन टोरंटो सन वालों ने भी वही आर्टिकल पब्लिश किया और लोगों ने काफी, मैं देखती हूँ कमेंट सेक्शन में बहुत अच्छी अच्छी बातें की कि यार इसका होना चाहिए। एंड आई रियली लाइक इट, क्योंकि मेरी जो अपनी स्ट्रेंथ है, मुझे लगता है कि मैं भी किसी तरह की हूँ। जितनी मैं इस चीज की बिलीवर हूँ कि अपने कल्चर को नहीं भूलना, अपने लैंग्वेज को मरने नहीं देना, अपने खानों को नहीं मरने देना, साथ साथ लेकर चलना है, उसी तरह मुझे इस चीज का भी बहुत ज्यादा होता है कि जिस कल्चर में, जिस कंट्री में है, तो इंटीग्रेशन जो होती है ना, वो लाजमी होनी चाहिए। वो बहुत अच्छी
जी
इंटीग्रेशन होनी चाहिए। आपको मतलब 1-1.5 इंच की मस्जिद बना के बैठे रहने से कुछ नहीं होगा, सिर्फ अपने आप को सेलिब्रेट करने से कुछ नहीं होगा, मिलके करते हैं, सबको देखते हैं। तो ये भी मकसद था इस कनाडा डे फेस्टिवल का। एक तो ये है कि छुट्टी का दिन है, तो मुझे हमेशा होता है कि मैं अपने इवेंट्स उस दिन करूं जब सारे लोग आने की पोजीशन में होते हैं, काम वाम के चक्करों से निकल के।
सही
तो ये हैमिल्टन में और है अप ऑन द माउंटेन। हमारे यहाँ पे जो भी कनाडा डे के फेस्टिवल होते हैं वो डाउनटाउन में होते हैं। एक
अच्छा
फेस्टिवल होता है 2-3 दिन का, जिसमें फायरवर्क्स वगैरह नहीं होते, और एक है यहाँ पे फायरवर्क्स होती है लेकिन फेस्टिवल नहीं होता, और वो सारी चीजें डाउनटाउन में होती हैं।
ठीक
और
है
डाउनटाउन यहाँ माउंटेन से वो काफी 25-30 मिनट का, तो मतलब एक शहर से वहां तक जाते
जी
जाते
जी मुझे
लगता
इल्म
है।
है जी जी
और प्रॉब्लम यह है कि दोनों फेस्टिवल्स में ना पार्किंग की सूरत हाल बहुत खराब है। तो हर किसी को तो वहां में जरूर मिलता होता है। हम मजाक में कहते हैं कि सिटी जो सारी अर्निंग वो करती है ना, वो इस तरह के फेस्टिवल से ही करती है कि हर गाड़ी को वो टिकट वो लोग देते हैं।
राइट
तो ये जो वेन्यू हम लोगों ने चूज किया है, एक तो यह है कि जो ये माउंटेन्स पे या छोटे छोटे साथ साथ जो सिटीज हैं, जैसे पेरिस है, ब्रेंटफोर्ड है, कैलिडोनिया है, इस तरह के जो है वो उनके भी पास ही उनको भी आना आसान हो, और जो माउंटेन में रहते हैं हैमिल्टन के लोग, उनको भी इजी हो। तो यहाँ पे हमने फ्री पार्किंग रखी हुई है। हमने देखा जो जो कमियां दूसरे फेस्टिवल्स में थी या दूसरे इवेंट्स में, उन सबको ओवरकम करने की कोशिश की है। जिसमें हम लोग एक तो फ्री पार्किंग दे रहे हैं और फेस्टिवल भी कर रहे हैं और फायरवर्क्स भी कर रहे हैं।
ओके
जैसे मैंने बताया कि बाकी फेस्टिवल्स में एक चीज होती थी, दूसरी नहीं होती थी। तो एक तो ये है, और दूसरा है कि हम लोग सारी कम्युनिटीज को साथ लेके सेलिब्रेट करना चाह रहे हैं। इसमें आपको अरबिक सिंगर भी मिलेगा, आपको स्पेनिश भी मिलेंगे, आपको देसी भी मिलेंगे, साउथ एशियन, नेपाली, और मतलब जो जो यहाँ पे विजिबल कम्युनिटीज हैं, वो उन सबको हम साथ लेके उनके परफॉर्मेंस को लेके इंशाल्लाह ये सेलिब्रेट करेंगे। और जो बच्चों के लिए बहुत कुछ होगा, उनको बहुत बड़ा प्ले एरिया है, तो हॉर्स राइड्स हैं, वेंडर्स हैं, शॉपिंग है, फूड ट्रक्स हैं, वगैरह वगैरह। हर वो चीज जो कि आप किसी भी फेस्टिवल से में जाके तवक्को करते हैं कि होनी चाहिए, वो सारा कुछ हमने।
अच्छा इस इवेंट की कोई टिकट तो नहीं है, फ्री इवेंट है ये?
इंशाल्लाह नेक्स्ट ईयर इसको फ्री कर देंगे। अभी सिर्फ बड़ी नॉमिनल सी कॉस्ट है, दैट इज $5।
अच्छा $5 एंट्री फीस $5। ओके दैट्स फाइन, या दैट्स ओके। एंड अच्छा, जो ये परफॉर्मेंस के लिए जो ग्रुप आपने लाइन अप किया है यूके से, दैट इज वेरी एक्साइटिंग। काफी फेमस हैं ये लोग यूके के अंदर, तो ये कितने बजे परफॉर्म करेंगे?
ये तकरीबन 8 बजे के बाद। मुझे लगा कि जैसे फेस्टिवल माहौल होता है ना, भंगड़े गिद्दे डांस, इस तरह की चीजें, तो उस एनर्जी को मैच करने के लिए मुझे लगा कि ये लोग सबसे बेहतरीन थे, कि जैसा हम माहौल चाहते हैं सब लोग उसके मतलब में डांस शो करें। तो मुझे लगता है कि ये लोग उन सब लोगों को उठा के नचा सकते हैं।
अच्छा, इसके टिकट जो है वो कहाँ पर अवेलेबल होंगे? हाउ पीपल बाय टिकट्स?
वो इवेंट ब्राइट पे सर्च कर सकते हैं, वहाँ पे
eventbrite.ca पे।
जी जी बिल्कुल।
ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है। तो हमें काम ये करेंगे कि वी आर इन अप्रैल राइट नाउ, तो इंशाल्लाह वी विल गेट यू इनटू द स्टूडियोज इन द नेक्स्ट सिटिंग, and this way we can chat with you in a much better fashion and get a lot of more details. पर जाने से पहले कोई ख़ास मैसेज आप हमारी कम्युनिटी को देना चाहती हैं तो प्लीज़ डू सो. That is very important. That's the reason we are speaking with you today.
बिल्कुल, बहुत शुक्रिया. मैं सब लोगों को यही कहना चाहती हूँ कि हमने कोशिश की है वन ऑफ अ काइंड इवेंट लेके आने की. आपको इस तरह का से सादा वगैरह में कहीं नहीं मिलेगा. और दूसरा मेरा मैसेज है स्पॉन्सर्स के लिए, क्योंकि गोल्ड माइन है हैमिल्टन जो है वो एक गोल्ड माइन है.
स्पॉन्सर्स के लिए पीपल कैन कॉल यू वेयर?
माय नंबर, यू कैन रन माय नंबर.
हाँ जी.
कैन आई गिव यू? और
जी जी बताइए, आप बताइए, ऑन एयर बताइए.
Okay, my phone number is 289 775 0951.
0951. So I can repeat this: 289 775 0951. Correct?
जी जी बिल्कुल. या तो रेड इवेंट्स, यस यू डू. फेसबुक पे रेड इवेंट्स का पेज है. अगर नंबर याद नहीं होता तो रेड कलर जो होता है.
अच्छा, आपका फेसबुक का पेज क्या है?
रेड इवेंट्स.
रेड इवेंट्स. ठीक है, ठीक है. बहुत शुक्रिया रिफत हमारे साथ अटैच होने का, और आई लुक फॉरवर्ड टू हैविंग यू एट द स्टूडियो इंशाल्लाह इन कमिंग डेज इंशाल्लाह, एंड वी विल टॉक इन डिटेल अबाउट दिस. मैं कोशिश करूंगा कि आपका जो एक्चुअली हमने उसको अपलोड भी कर दिया है, जो आपका मैसेज है, जो आपके वीडियोस हैं उसको, और लोग उसको देखते भी रहेंगे फॉर द नेक्स्ट ऑलमोस्ट 2 months. एंड हम अपने शोज़ पे भी बात करते रहेंगे इस हवाले से, और स्पॉन्सर्स के लिए भी वी विल कीप ऑन लेटिंग पीपल नो इफ यू वांट टू स्पॉन्सर देम देन दे कैन गेट इन टच विद यू डायरेक्टली. 289 775 0951. व्यूअर्स, ये नंबर है रिफत जबीन साहब का, और गिव हर अ कॉल इफ़ यू वुड लाइक टू स्पॉन्सर दिस अमेजिंग इवेंट दैट्स हैपनिंग ऑन कैनेडा डे July 1st in Hamilton, near Hamilton. इस एरिया का नाम क्या है? Where this is happening?
It's Ancaster Fairground.
Ancaster Fairground. Okay, perfect. Perfect.
और मजे की बात है, लास्ट में आपका 1 सेकंड लूंगी. ये टोरंटो से मिसिसागा से ये सिर्फ 30 मिनट टू 45 मिनट्स तक की ड्राइव है. मतलब इतना दूर नहीं है. बिल्कुल.
बहुत शुक्रिया. थैंक यू सो मच. थैंक यू फॉर ज्वाइनिंग. थैंक यू. व्यूअर्स, ये थी हमारे साथ रिफत जबीन, एंड जैसे हमने जिक्र किया कि जो कैनेडा डे फेस्टिवल है उस हवाले से बात कर रही थी. अगले आने वाले दिनों में इंशाल्लाह इस हवाले से बात करते रहेंगे, सिंस देयर अभी 2 महीने बाकी हैं इस इवेंट के लिए. लेकिन 289 775 0951 नाम उसका नंबर है. इफ़ यू लाइक टू स्पॉन्सर, if you are in small businesses, you want to give an exposure, great opportunity to get on the platform, get in touch with them. So we will go back to Emily. Sorry, Emily.
No, that's great. Ancaster Fairground is huge.
Is it?
It's going to be a great event. Yeah.
Okay.
Very nice.
How many people can accommodate there?
Oh,
huge.
Thousands. Huge. They host large events there. The fair and rodeo and home show. So this is going to be a great location. Yeah.
Okay, so before my guest we were discussing regarding your experience that you ran for a member of parliament in the last 2021 elections. So one of my question was that, which we were trying to get the answer was that your experience of running that election, what did you accomplish in that election that you feel that there were some shortcomings that you felt afterwards that you want to fix those shortcomings for the next election, that whenever they happen, once you get nominated?
Yes, I feel the COVID pandemic and the lockdowns really limited what I was able to do as a candidate. Our Chamber of Commerce question and answer event was virtual. So I think with that perspective, this time around, We're going to be able to get out. We're going to be able to meet the community. People will
So
understand.
that was one of the biggest
Huge.
hindrance.
Yeah, it
because
really
you were not
was.
able to meet people.
Not able to.
Door
meet people.
knocking wasn't there.
Yeah.
You were
We
not
door
interact-
knocked, but it was a different environment.
It was a different
Yeah,
environment.
people were less comfortable with having
That's true.
people come to our door,
That's true.
their door. I also feel that in the past, 2.5 years since the election, I've continued to be very active in the community.
Okay.
So, this time around, I think they're obviously going to be more familiar with me. I'm very well known now for my conservative run, and also with my board membership on the Burlington Conservative Association. Prior I was the candidate of record, now I'm just seeking nomination. So I think that I'm better known. I'm out meeting people. I'm garnering a lot of support in different communities within Burlington. And I feel, next time around we also have a very strong leader with a very solid platform and mandate. And I think over the last 2.5 years, I've been able to keep that conservative messaging alive, but it's even more so under leader Pierre Poilievre, right? He's really been very outspoken about the things that need to change.
No, he is very outspoken, but what is, other than the party agenda, what the agenda is for the party, what is your agendas? Like if you get nominated and you run and you win this election, so how would you like to serve the community of Burlington where you live?
Well,
and
again,
what are the challenges you feel that the riding have that the incumbent who is there now, and then you can, when you supersede that and you take that position, how are you going to address that?
Well, the first thing I'd like to do, of course, is work with the other levels of government. You know that we need to work with municipalities and the provincial representatives in order to move projects forward. It's not a singular thing. For me, even in the 2021 election, my biggest concerns that I ran on were affordability, public safety, and international reputation. Now, it may not seem international reputation is important to a community in itself, but it really does impact how Canada is viewed. It impacts who's willing to come here and invest in our manufacturing and our jobs.
Okay.
So our international reputation is important even on that small scale. Public safety, we've seen a huge rise in car thefts in Burlington. It's unbelievable. We see, we have 400 serious highways going through. We're close enough to the airport and the border. We see human trafficking in our community or going through our community. Those are things that we need to really take a strong stand
When you talk
on.
about human trafficking, what kind of trafficking we're talking about, and how does that happening in that area?
Well, it's happening all across Canada. Most of it happens within this GTHA area because of the population, because a bit of anonymity where it's easy to transport humans. It's a despicable business, and
And these are the foreigners we are talking about?
Sometimes it's local individuals that are trafficked. It's all linked to gangs, drug smuggling, gun smuggling. It's all a big, a big package of crimes. It's all intermingled. And again, now we're seeing young people involved in the car thefts because, with the Youth Justice Act, they're going to receive less of a punishment. So we need to really look at how the police are doing everything they can to arrest people involved in criminal activity. And then they enter the justice system. And as we've seen, even with the individuals charged with the gold heist at Pearson, they're out on bail already. And they're out committing crimes again already. Not those individuals, but other individuals. And we need to really take a hard look at what we're doing in order to keep our communities safe.
Do you think that the Liberal Party of Canada is lenient in the judiciary system, the way the things are moving for the last few years? But what sort of reforms you guys have done when you guys were in the power for almost 10 years with Stephen Harper government?
Yeah. Well, one of the things we're looking at, of course, is bail reform. The Liberal government reversed the bail ladder, took many very terrible offences and moved them from indictable offences to lesser lesser charges.
I see.
The Liberals aren't really in favor of minimum sentences, minimum mandatory sentences. Often firearms charges are, kind of negotiated away, and those things are very serious offenses that need to be treated that way. The Liberals will say that they have raised the mandatory maximums, but we don't see criminals being given maximum sentences very often. So we need to look at all of those things. Sometimes it's it's wordplay. Oh, but we increase the maximum sentences. How often does it happen statistically? And what about people being out on bail to reoffend? Our leader Pierre Poilievre will say that the same, number of people were charged, 6,000 times out in Vancouver, where they're out, they're charged, they're out again, they reoffend, then they're recharged. So that's a serious issue. We cannot be soft on crime anymore. We see exponential rise in crime, across the country, certainly in the GTHA, and we have to stop that. So. Okay.
Viewers, you are watching Voice of Toronto Television, and I have Emily Brown in our studios. If you have any questions, do give us a call at 905-670-4114. We're going to go on a short break for about 2 minutes, and we'll come back. Do not change the channel. Thank you so much for watching.
ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਉਦੋਂ ਸਮਝ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਜਦ ਅਸੀਂ ਟਰੈਵਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਜੇ ਟਰੈਵਲਿੰਗ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸੁਪਨਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਸੁਪਨੇ ਨੂੰ ਸੱਚ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ETN ਟਰੈਵਲਸ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਜਰਨੀ ਨੂੰ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਇੱਕਦਮ ਸਮੂਥ ਡੋਮੈਸਟਿਕ ਐਂਡ ਇੰਟਰਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਟਰੈਵਲ ਆਲ ਇਨਕਲੂਸਿਵ ਪੈਕੇजेस cruises super visa insurance ਇਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਸਰਵਿਸਿਜ਼ ਨਾਲ ETN ਟਰੈਵਲਸ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਹਰ ਟਰੈਵਲਿੰਗ ਨੀਡ ਲਈ one stop solution 2 locations to serve you Brampton and Mississauga
ETN Travels serving you from 2 locations, Brampton 905-463-1301, Mississauga 905-463-1304.
Contact Anjum Malik in Canada on 905-965-4786.
I want to be a data scientist. That's something I'm passionate about. I want to bring a change in the medical aspect. Data scientists do collection of the data, then they analyze the data, and then they transform the data into meaningful conclusions. Algoma is unique because we get a chance to do one-on-one interaction with professor, and that's the best part.
The need of computer science graduate is huge. Nowadays, the industry demand is changing every day, and Algoma is adaptable. Algoma is changing its course content, changing the degree programs, and giving several certificate courses that the industry is actually looking for.
Personalized learning is the hallmark of Algoma's university experience. Algoma is offering the accelerated second degree. It's the only one in province.
Algoma not only just give us in-campus experience and skill set, but they also help us develop how to present ourselves in real world. Where do I see myself in 5 to 10 years? I see myself working at some multinational corporation as a data scientist. This is the first step towards my journey.
Cause I look good. Shake my hair and then I move my shoulders, legs, hands and feet. I know you mad, thanks for the input. It ain't my fault that I look this good. And I don't care because I got my hat on lean like a king. I got a smooth disposition. Got the swag running all through my veins. In the coupe when I'm whipping. I try to top like I make a bar crane. When you talk, I don't listen. Cause I don't really wanna hear you complain. I make a smooth transition and bounce back like a basketball game. Who that?
मैं हूं आपका होस्ट अंजुम मलिक, मेरे साथ एमिली ब्राउन जो बर्लिंगटन से नॉमिनेटेड कैंडिडेट हैं कंजर्वेटिव पार्टी ऑफ कनाडा की। हमारे साथ इस वक्त हैं मुस्लिम वेलफेयर कनाडा से इकबाल साहब। हम उनसे थोड़ी बात करते हैं, काफ़ी दिनों से उनसे बात नहीं हुई, तो आई थॉट आई कनेक्ट विद हिम। अस्सलाम वालेकुम इकबाल साहब।
वालेकुम अस्सलाम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातहू।
वालेकुम अस्सलाम। How are you?
Alhamdulillah. So nice
good.
talking
So
to you.
we will keep our conversation in English today. So Emily is with us in our studios.
Sure.
She is a nominated candidate from Burlington, running for nomination from candidate. As in running for nomination and nominated candidate, two different things in this country. But she is here from Burlington, and we are discussing with her regarding her the previous last 2021 election that she did, and now she is redoing it for 2020 next election, 2025 hopefully when that happens. So I will be. I thought it'd be great that we can talk in English so she can also understand what we are talking about.
No problem.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you very much.
I want to ask you, Iqbal Sahab, in regards to the long-term care, that project that is in Curtis, Ontario. What is the status on that, and how far we are on it so far, and what are the expectations when it will start, when anticipation date is to finish? Let's chat a little bit about that, please.
Sure. So yeah, we are doing quite well by the grace of God in terms of progress on the project. Just to let Miss Brown, if I got the name right, know.
Emily Brown, yes.
Emily
Just like
Brown.
Patrick Brown. Emily Brown.
Yeah. And the Patrick
She's
Brown
also
was-
Bramptonian, actually. That's why they have the same last name.
No, and we know Patrick Brown really well. So
Yes.
he's a good, he's a big supporter of ours. So
Yes,
we are, so we are from this charity. I'm the president now of Muslim Welfare in Canada, or Muslim Welfare Center. And the project we're talking about is a 192 bed long-term
192
care.
beds, yes.
It's a 192 bed long-term care facility that we are building in Curtis, Ontario. Curtis, I'm sure you know, it's just east of Oshawa, between Oshawa and Bowmanville.
Okay. It's between Oshawa and Bowmanville, Curtis, Ontario. Okay.
So we have we hope to have the construction started in October. That's what our target is. September, October. We want to
October
get
of 2024?
this year.
Okay.
Inshallah. God willing. Yeah. So that's why I said we are fairly advanced.
What is the anticipation date on completion of the project? How many years?
2 years.
2 years.
That's the average time. So so end of 2026, it should be open for service. And as you know, we serve everyone, irrespective of religion, nationality, caste, creed, color, whatever. So we've been around 32 years now, and ever since the beginning, we have catered to everyone, everyone and anyone in need. So the project, the government recently announced, the provincial government, the Ministry of Long-Term Care and Health, that if anyone who's able to make the target date of November 8, that meaning submit the final proposal, final drawings, everything finalized by November 8 this year, will be eligible for an additional grant, a subsidy, which is substantial. In our case, for 192 beds, it's about 15.5 million additional subsidy to help with the construction. So that we hope to be
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So do you have, I know Muslim Welfare Canada have food banks in Mississauga and also in Scarborough. Do you guys have anything in Burlington or Hamilton area as well, Mr. Iqbal?
In Hamilton, yeah, we have the the Meals on Wheels.
Meals on Wheels in Hamilton. Okay.
Every Sunday, about 200 meals packed in our food bank in our facility in Mississauga, but distributed in downtown Hamilton. The closest we came to Burlington was when we were looking for land to build our long-term care facility.
Right.
We had looked at a couple of very potential.
So what you're saying that when they were looking for land, which they found in Curtis, Ontario, for the long-term care, they were initially looking at in Burlington.
Okay.
Yeah.
We looked throughout the horseshoe, as you would say, starting in Niagara Falls up to and beyond Oshawa. But I'm sure Emily knows it's really difficult to get the zoning right.
Yeah, the zoning becomes a big issue. Yes, that's true.
So we were lucky.
Yeah.
We were lucky we found just the one piece of land after looking at 50 or so other parcels of land that had the right zoning. So once she's elected, we'll definitely want to meet with her, and even before, it doesn't matter, but we are definitely.
When you get elected, they're going to get in touch with you.
Absolutely, I welcome it.
And would want to build one in Burlington as well.
He's listening to you. You can say anything you wish.
Yeah, sure.
I was just going to say, one of the things with Burlington is we're really bound. Our boundaries are tight between Oakville, the lake, the escarpment. So, we have to really take care of our growth and how we can do that wisely. And unfortunately, we have no room to expand like other communities do.
So, Iqbal Sahab, what I wanted to thank you for taking just a little bit of time and speaking to us today. I know you have to run at 9 p.m. But anything you would like to say before we go, and then we can catch up with you on our next show, inshallah.
No, definitely. Thank you very much for all the good work you have done for us in Anjum.
Sir, I'm just a messenger, sir.
During this very important month of Ramadan. And I'm sure Emily knows the month of Ramadan for Muslim charities is one of the most significant months during the year, when more people, more Muslims are sort of thinking of donating or giving away charity, what we call
zakat. I'm going to tell my viewers who are watching you tonight, and Emily is here tonight witnessing that anybody who's watching us and would like to donate to this amazing cause that MWC has put together, the long-term care or any other charities that they have, go on their website mwcanada.org and wholeheartedly donate that. Thank you so much, Iqbal Sahab. So nice.
Thank you very much. Just the last bit and that's true for the benefit of family as well. We have been around since 1993, so we are now 31 year old. We have food banks, we have shelter for women, we have soup kitchens, and we have school nutrition programs, the free clinics. And we have even food banks in the very north of Canada, in the Arctic, a couple of food banks in Inuvik and in Iqaluit. So we do a lot more than LTC. So please look us up on the web and support us the best way you can. Thank you very much.
mwcanada.org पे जाके wholeheartedly support कीजिए इनके किसी भी प्रोजेक्ट को. बहुत शुक्रिया इकबाल साहब. नेक्स्ट प्रोग्राम में आपसे फिर बात करेंगे. बहुत शुक्रिया. थैंक यू सो मच. थैंक यू. व्यूअर्स, ये थे हमारे साथ इकबाल साहब MW Canada से, and we are back with Emily. And our conversation got interrupted in between a couple of times with the guests that we had online.
It's a great project.
But great project, amazing job that they've been doing for years. They've been with us from the day one when we launched our channel. Every Ramadan we do special Ramadan projects with them as well. Even, all the regular things that we do during the whole year, we always do that. But Ramadan is very special to us as well. Yes. And they donate Ramadan baskets to the less privileged people, like $70. That covers like 3 to 4 weeks of meals that people can cook at home with the meats and everything, and the spices and the oil, rice and all that stuff.
Wonderful.
So tell us a little bit about what is your goal now? After you will win the nomination, then what is the plan in place for the party and for yourself? How do you foresee yourself where you are now and where you want to be at in the next several months, and how you want to overcome some of those difficulties that you have in the previous election, how you would like to eliminate those? Just let's chat on those stuff.
Well, I think right now with the nomination going on, that's the focus, is to get through the nomination
But you
process.
you already ran as a candidate.
I did.
Why being nominations again? Why the party didn't acclaim you again as a?
It's a democratic process, and other people may decide they wanted to run and become a member of parliament here in Canada, and so it's an open nomination.
Okay.
And that's true across now the 343 ridings, so that's fine. So get through the nomination process, become the candidate, that's the first goal, and then really accelerate meeting people in the community, understanding what their biggest concerns are. Okay. Because as a member of parliament, your first job is to understand fully your community's needs and be able to represent them in the House, to be able to look at policies, any legislation that's going forward and saying, does this serve my community, the people who live there, and what are those needs? And we have a very large country, and the needs of different communities are very, very different.
Yeah.
I've traveled to all the provinces in Canada and one territory, so I know the differences that exist, and my job is to first deeply understand and continue to connect with people in my community, so that when I'm asked in the House, what does your community need, or in caucus meetings, I'm able to share that.
So a lot of people who maybe doesn't know this, in Burlington, what kind of diverse community you have? What kind of people live there?
We have, not as diverse a community as, say, Markham or in, GTA communities. We have a very diverse community.
Okay.
Diverse culturally, diverse age-wise. We have a new mosque that's being built now, a big, huge, beautiful mosque.
MashaAllah.
Yeah,
Mashallah.
We have a Sikh temple, and I was just at their Vaisakhi celebration a couple of weeks ago. It was beautiful. We have a Coptic Christian church that's just outside of our boundary that our community goes to, and synagogues in Hamilton that take in our Burlington residents. Okay. So we're very broadly represented across different demographics, culturally, religiously, and age, of course. We're attracting more young people as well, young families, as they leave Toronto in order to have an affordable home. Burlington now, my home that I bought is now doubled in price. It's incredible. We have an average of over $700,000 for a detached home in Burlington. Wow. So it's becoming more challenging, and many of our young people that grew up.
And what is the population there right now in total?
It's about 170, 150,000. The riding itself is around 122,000. And again, we have those boundaries that we can't encroach on. We have the escarpment, Niagara Escarpment, and on the other side of that is Hamilton.
Yeah.
We have Lake Ontario, so we can't expand that direction. North, of course, is Milton, and east then is Oakville. So we have bounds within our city, our community, that we have to abide by.
Okay.
So anyway, a lot of our young people who grew up in Burlington are moving further afield. Some are leaving the country, unfortunately, to seek other opportunities outside of Canada. But we have a very diverse community, and we have light manufacturing, we have aerospace technologies that are just amazing. We have logistics companies, transportation companies, and so on. So we have a lot of industry. We're also, I had a meeting with the woman who works with economic development, and we have a LATAM approach or mandate to bring Latin American businesses into the Burlington area.
Okay.
So we really are trying to draw more people into the city, and again, more employers, and so we do have the workspace. We also have now a branch campus from Brock University that's coming to a facility in Burlington that's being retrofitted in high school.
That would be a good addition.
It's unbelievable, yeah. So that's going to be a great meeting space and a great learning space. And I've been attending lots of meetings and again chamber events where we talk about what Brock University is bringing to the community. We also have a campus building for the business school there, McMaster Business School, right along the QEW, and the graduate students work there. And I've had a tour there and spoken with some of the researchers there. It's unbelievable what's on offer there. As far as my mandate going forward, again, it's seek the nomination, win the nomination, and then continue to deepen my my community knowledge and connect with different pockets of the community to really understand what their needs are. The needs now are different again from 2021. We see a huge increase in the use of food banks. We see homeless individuals, those that are not sheltered in our GO system and on our streets. We need to really look at what we're doing as a country and a community in order to give individuals the dignity of having a roof over their head and a full stomach, and to be able to feed their families and find shelter.
Yeah. No, thank you very much. I think it's good. I have a few more questions in my mind in regards to Conservative Party of Canada in general. What has been your take since you are a part of Conservative Party for seeking nomination? What's going on in Palestine and Israel? And I've seen that. I asked this question to the leader as well, and why he has not been so vocal, in the House of Commons. What is your take as an individual yourself, as a teacher, as a family person, and so many thousands of people have died there? What would have been your party position on this?
Well, what's interesting is my father, I mentioned earlier, was a peacekeeper, and he was a peacekeeper in Gaza.
Was he?
And Camp Rafah during the Suez Canal in 1959. So I often reflect back on what my father would be thinking now about, the crisis there. And I didn't expect, obviously it impacts everyone, it impacts me, and I guess I didn't expect it to impact me so personally, but in not this semester, last semester, I had a student in my class who lost family members in bombings in Gaza, and just to see, her family and her personally hurting, was something that was really difficult to observe and to know that it's ongoing. We need to be working on peace. We need to work together as a world to make sure that people aren't being killed, and it's not right. We have to be working together. I see a lot of countries are coming together and trying to get one strategy going forward to make sure again that those basic needs, shelter, food, safety, are for everyone.
If you've been following the news, Sarah Jama is an MPP, was actually told to leave the legislature, Queen's Park, because she was wearing a kafaya. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think the Speaker of the House, they have to keep quorum, or they have to keep decorum in the legislature, and there are rules around what they call props or political symbols. So I couldn't wear, for example, a political statement T-shirt in the legislature or the House of Commons. And I think the lines kind of blur when you're looking at, is it a religious something, a cultural something, or has it become a political something? And I think those things change based on the climate or on what's happening in the world today. I mean, if we look back in history at the swastika, for example, it was never meant to be a symbol of hatred and used in that way. And I think that's the way of other things that become a political statement that really should be an innocent something, right? And I think it depends on what's happening in the world and the climate, how those things evolve and how they become something more than what they are, right? Something more than an article of clothing, something more than a kirpan or a cross that you'd wear. And I know that I wouldn't be misquoting Ms. Jama, because she said it is a political thing, a political statement I'm making. And she said it's also a cultural and religious thing. So, she is using it as a political statement, and she's saying that publicly. So, and it is the duty, responsibility to maintain the legislature, as it would be the Speaker of the House to maintain, the House of Commons, and that's his job. And I know a lot of people are weighing in on it, but it's.
I just thought I'd get your perspective on it.
Yeah, it's a good question. Yeah.
We will have some more sittings down the line.
Okay.
I'm very humbled that you made it tonight at the studios.
Thank you. I'm very
grateful. Before you go, that's your camera. You can put out a message to our community who is watching you tonight, and then people who will continue to be watching you down the line. With when everything will unfold and your nominations. When is the?
We don't know when the nominations will close yet. Some are closing now as we move forward. The Conservative Party is very busy with that, but I would like to say I'm very grateful for this opportunity to speak with you and meet with you, and I look forward to your questions. While I would be serving the community of Burlington and the riding of Burlington, I will really be serving Canadians across the country, and I look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emily.
Thanks.
Viewers, ये था हमारा छोटा सा प्रोग्राम, और अपना फीडबैक ज़रूर दीजिएगा. फीडबैक के लिए voiceoftorontotv@gmail.com हमारा ईमेल एड्रेस है. I'll come back to you next week. हमारे रेगुलर प्रोग्राम्स जो हैं वो अब हम शुरू कर रहे हैं next week से. You will see all our other shows as well, and other hosts will be here performing their programs. And I'll come back to you with another guest on my show, and we'll have a lot of more discussions on Canadian politics in the coming days, inshallah. Till then, a very good evening and very good night, and thank you for watching Voice of Toronto Television. Bye-bye for now.